tuned in to the Latino Strike Force Show with host Duke Machado, broadcasting on Riverside FM, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify.
Boy, those Democrats, those socialists, they're not real happy with me right now. Duke Machado here, Latino Strike Force. Thank you for watching. I know I'm just coming in on a Saturday early evening, 5 o'clock here, Central Texas. But I just have to do this program because I've got all these socialist haters coming at me. And I want to expose some of them and their tactics. And I want to let all my other fellow conservative Latinos know that we have to do this. We can't let them win. They think they're winning, but really, in truth, they're just little socialists following their master's plan. They have to go out and attack us because we're speaking against. We're going against the grain. We're speaking against socialism. We're speaking against Democrats, and we're really messing up their game. But I don't really care. We are patriots. We love this country. We love America. We love what it stands for. We love capitalism. And I don't care what these folks say. This all has to do with the program I aired last week talking about Aaron Shank. Aaron Shank is running for the State House of Representatives. She's running against Pat Curry, the Democrat. I mean, the Republican. She is a Democrat running against Pat Curry, Republican candidate. And someone here locally, some socialists locally, because I know we've got them. And I know we've got some Chicano, brown beret, washed out Raza Unida people here locally that probably shared it with their other washed out Raza Unida brown beret friends in California. And so these guys have been just coming after us or coming after me over and over again. And ultimately, what came out was that they wanted me to stop doing what I do. Stop putting these shows on, they said. I said, no, I'm not going to. Not only am I not going to stop, I'm going to go even harder. And I'm going to tell you, your words mean nothing to me. You are a sold out socialist. You've sold out to this to the socialist movement. You're no longer an American. And I don't understand why you even live in this country. If you hate it so much, pack your stuff up, get on a plane and leave. Why don't you just leave? That's a good question. Why don't you leave? Well, you don't leave because you're scared. That's why. You don't want to you don't want to live a real life in a socialist country. You just want to destroy this country. And so a lot of you folks coming after me, coming after the Latino Strike Force and all that we're doing to promote conservatism. You're trying to shut us down, bring us back to the plantation. You're like the you're like the sold out slave that tries to keep the other slaves on the plantation. You would be the guy that goes and tries to round up those who escaped. That's who you are. And that's just a hard fact of your life. And maybe you're miserable. Maybe things didn't work out for you. I don't know. One of you said that you used to be a Republican, and I've heard that before. I've heard that from locals here, like Aguirre here locally. He says the same thing here in Waco. That I used to be a Republican, but then they couldn't get their way. They couldn't influence. They couldn't extort. Is basically what it comes down to. They couldn't extort Republicans, and so they got upset with Republicans too. And now they're just down on America. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You can be down on America. I don't care, but you're not going to win the battle. Down on America, pack your stuff, move out. That's all I got to say. You, George Lopez, all you hating America hating communists, socialists living here. Yes, pack up and leave. Why don't you do us a favor? You talk about it. Why don't you be about it? Because I still see you all living here. Who else? All you socialists. Sean Penn, Robert De Niro. Pack up, bro. Get out. Whoopi Goldberg. Pack up. Go move to Venezuela. See what life's like over there. Go enjoy the experience that you want to force all of us to go through to live. It's not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys some of, and also I will say that we're live, so you can submit questions. You can put a comment in the comments, and it'll pop up here, and I can include it in the conversation. But I'm gonna share my screen and show you kind of how these socialists work, and they are socialists without a doubt. Uh, these are comments in a thread, and these are all on Aaron Shank's videos. So she's got a socialist here locally that's trying to help her out. Locally, they're not strong enough yet, but they're working on it. So what do? They call their California Chicano comrades, and they expect them to come after me. And so, but I've seen it all before. I've heard it all from old Aguirre. Um, this guy here, and none of them have their own profile pic, by the way. None of them have a real photo of themselves. They all have these fake accounts. They're probably bots, but they're not bots, actually. They're worse than bots. They're brainwashed, sold out Latinos who I don't know what they think maybe they think they're going to get some chicks. One of them said he likes chicks. I almost misinterpreted what he said, chicks for something else. Ramon Madrigal is what his name is. So he's been coming hard. Um, he's a washed up wannabe Black Panther. That's what I called him. And they all act tough. They're all these washed out 70s brown berets. I told them that we're proud Latino conservatives, not sold out socialists like him and his buddies. And what they try to do ultimately is they try to shut us down. After all of these talks, after all of these chats back and forth, all the insults, making fun of the clothes that I was wearing, making fun of everything, just ridiculing, just classic rules for radicals techniques. I mean, they're so predictable. There's no originality in any of them. All they do is the same thing over and over again. They can't even come up with anything original. So they're predictable. I know what they're going to do next. And so they come out like chihuahuas barking, barking, barking. And then they say, "Well, no, I'm tough. I've got more than a bark. I've got a bite," they say, to try to scare us, try to intimidate, as if they're going to show up here from California. They're going to show up on my doorstep and cause harm to me. Well, maybe they do, but here in Texas, we like to carry, and we are gun owners, and we're not like sold out California liberals. I've got my AK, and I'm ready if someone like him shows up. Um, you can see we go back and forth. Uh, most of them can't spell well. They can't spell. They don't know the difference between your, and your apostrophe re and your with no apostrophe. And so they insult me. I insult them back. I'm not going to take their crap. I'm not going to take their attempts to intimidate. And I break them down even more than they want to be breaking down. But then I realize, and I learned this from our local guy, um, is that eventually they're going to say that we're attacking them because they're senior citizens. And most of these guys are older Latinos. They've all been through and seen, several eras of politics, and they're bitter. They're bitter because they tried to extort both sides and both sides shut them down. Even Latinos, even the Latino community shut them down. In the end, that's who the real shutdown. That's where the real shutdown came. Latinos stood up and said, "We're not going to take your bullying. We're not going to take you extorting us and trying to force us to be however they want us to be." And all they want is money. They want money. They want to have money for influence. It's just an old, washed out tactic. I don't care. I don't care nothing about money. I care about our country. I'm a real veteran that served, and I want the best for our country. I want the best for our children. I want our country to be there, the only truly free nation in the world. I want us to continue that. And so I fight for that. And these people here ultimately, they're all the same. They are all the same. They play the same game. They've got the same. They start out the same. They attack real hard. They insult. They post memes, and all their memes are all about uh, insulting us, insulting me. They call us names, sellouts, and all this and that. But the truth is, they are the sellouts. They're the ones who sold out. They're the ones who gave in. And I'm going to come back here. They're the ones who have given up on America. And to me, their words are meaningless because who are they really trying to convince? They're not convincing me of anything. They want to get me to shut up, but I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to call out what I see. And I see people like Aaron Shank trending, doing socialist type things, supported by socialists, looking for support from socialists. She's going to do socialist stuff if she's elected. And so she can't be elected. And I hate to say, well, I don't hate to say, I proudly say that this Latino, this hobo, as one of them called me, hobo sellout, will always speak for freedom, for capitalism, for the Constitution. I'll always speak for what's right versus what they try to do. Here they are in California, a ruined state, a state that if we've seen all the videos, or they got cities filled with, I don't know, homeless for sure, homeless, drugged out, washed out, hopeless people. Their taxes are through the roof. It just nearly impossible. They've defunded all their police. There's no law and order, and that's what they've done to their own state. And now they come to us over here in Texas and try to get involved in our elections. You've destroyed your own state. Don't come to Texas and mess with us. Number one, we're Tejanos here. We're not going to put up with that for one. And we're not scared. We're not afraid of your threats. You can threat all you want, make threats all you want. We're not afraid of them. We'll stand up against your threats. To make a threat, what that means is you've already lost. Mentally, you've already lost. You know you can't win. So what do? You resort to violence. Violence, it's it's a losing battle. And you know, I'm sitting here and I know I'm gonna talk about these guys, and here's the hard truth that I have to say, that we Latino conservatives have to band together. We have to show that we're not afraid to make a stand, that we're not afraid to speak against what we see. and I see it, and I know you see it, and you need to be willing to make a stand. You need to be willing to jump in and make a comment and counter these socialist Latinos, these washed out socialist commies. They love the idea of communism, but they don't move to communist countries. It's because they're sold out to Saul Alinsky types. They're sold out to the white liberals. The white liberals run them like little puppets. That's what I said. I like to say something else, but I won't. I'll leave it as puppets. And so that white liberal hand is in their puppet body doing this like that. And what do? They do the same thing. They say whatever that white liberal tells them to say. So they come after us and they try to intimidate and they try all their tactics. But like I said, I've seen them all before. Oh, oh, Aguilar, Roberto Aguilar here locally in Waco. He he is a classic example of these people who have lost. They've lost the battle already, and they're just dying for attention. They're dying for um, for relevance, but I don't give them any. They don't deserve a single shred of relevance because nobody believes them. They cannot bring me or a conservative Latino back to the plantation. That's what they're doing. Imagine a movie where they're sending out Latinos to round up conservative Latinos, people like me, people like uh, even Chris Salcedo, the Latino conservative, he's a host. If you don't know Chris Salcedo, you need to check him out. He's on Newsmax, but he's been speaking out about the significance and the importance of the Latino conservative. Your liberty loving Latino is what he says. So I like that. And, I'm willing to stand and fight. And I'm a veteran, I'm a proud patriot. And these guys can talk all they want. It means nothing to me. I'm going to support Trump, J.D. Vance. That ticket is a winning ticket. Kamala Harris and this Walls guy, a joke, absolute joke. And they've got no credibility. And, this is why they're attacking so hard. This is why these sold out socialist Latinos are attacking so hard because they have to or they're going to lose. But I say, screw them. Attack all you want. Say all the negative things you want. All you're doing is proving to me and everyone else who reads your comment how ignorant you are, what a sellout you are, how un-American you are. So that's really my point for this message today. Not a long message, but share it. Share it with your fellow friends, and especially if you've got any Latino conservative friends, let them know about this program. And we have to start speaking out and unifying so they know that we're out here, that we're not I'm not a fluke. I'm not one in a million. There's a million of us, and we just have to be willing to speak out against them and against their tactics and against socialism. So keep on bringing it. All you're doing is proving your ignorance. That's what I say. So, Duke Machado, Latino Strike Force, we're out of here. Oh, also, you can find us on Instagram, Spotify for podcasters, our Facebook pages, and YouTube. We're out.
Powered by Riverside.